Run it. I can't take no loss. I hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, yeah. Run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Two Heads podcast. I am Cabin Bourne. We are here with
Mukhtar
and the very infamous Enya Martin.
How are you?
How are you? You good? Also known as
Gizzalaf.
Yeah, that's me.
How are you? Welcome. I got your last name right, did I?
Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Enya Martin.
I'm not trying to hide out from the revenue here, so.
Enya
Yeah, no, do you know what? Loads of people didn't know my actual real name. They just knew me as Gizzalaf.
Yeah.
So, like, when I'd be putting it on posters, people wouldn't know who Enya Martin was. They were just like, who's she? But, you know, well, I'd have to start, like, referencing it on the poster. Enya Martin, also known as
stage
Gizzalaf.
name on because you're doing comedy gigs and shit
stand
like
up,
that,
yeah.
Stand up, yeah. Right, so before we get into that, because that's where I want to go for, but originally we would know you as the original comedic meme on Facebook. I'm thinking back 10-ish, 15 years, Rory Stories kind of time.
Yeah, so I started doing these back in this month, actually, 2014. So it'd be 9 years this year.
Wow, it's 10 years next year,
Yeah.
Wow. So I was accurate, about 10 years, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like there's people been doing it longer than me, like, but that's I started seeing them doing it.
Okay.
And then I was just like, oh, well, I start doing that.
Yeah.
And then I did, and then the rest is history. But that was back when like apps, there was no apps, like there was no smartphones. Well, there was phones, but like they hadn't got like the technology that they are now. I had to like edit my videos on Windows Movie Maker and all, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's like the square root of Facebook comedy in Ireland. Nearly.
Stop, yeah.
And see the people that you were emulating, were they in Ireland as well? Because to me, you're the first I remember.
Well, Darren Conway, I don't know whether he's ever heard me say it. I've said on a few podcasts, like I seen him starting to make videos.
Yeah.
He started before me, and I can't really remember watching Rory. I might have watched him before I started doing videos. I can't remember. Yeah. But you know, back then, like you just had people had to comment on your videos and like tag their friends. There was no such thing as an algorithm or anything back then. Yeah. The only way you get followers is by people tagging their friends.
Literally word of mouth.
It was really slow, but now like you're putting up reels and it's reaching people all across the world. Like, you know.
Brilliant. So come here, like for me, like, did you always have that in you, like that like little bit of a clown?
Yeah, but I didn't think that I was going to be able to make a living out of it. Like, when I was in school, when I was in secondary school, I just thought, Ashford, like I just have to crack with people, you know, and I didn't think like it'd be a money maker down the line, like,
brilliant.
I just thought I had to go to college like everybody else, and then I think it was in like my third year of college that I started doing the videos, and then I was just like, I was doing advertising and marketing, and I was like, this, like, I liked it in school and stuff, but like when I went to do it in college and then I started doing the videos, I was like, I finished it, I saw it as a course, but I like found what I loved doing with the videos then. Is there a crossover or carry off there if you're doing advertising and marketing and then coming into what, because it's basically what it is now, isn't it? Like no matter what you're doing, whether it's like the fitness stuff or the funny stuff, like knowing your way around social media, getting your name out there, your content out there, like is there stuff that you look back at from that college course and go, fuck, I was in the right spot there for that one? Yeah, well, like I really enjoyed business studies in school, and like I always wanted to work for myself. Like I hated the idea of working for anyone else. Like I worked a couple of jobs, did a couple of internships during the summer while I was in college and stuff, and I just felt like I was wasted sitting at a desk. But it's funny because I worked in a marketing agency and an ad agency, and now I'm on the other side of it where brands are coming to me, asking me, like, because obviously they put ads out on the telly, in the papers, on the radio, and then, like, obviously if they want to push it on social media, they'll come to the likes of, like, content creators, influencers. So they're coming to me and think, you know, and saying, because I wanted to be a creative, like, in advertising, because my first choice was creative digital media, which was in Tala, and I didn't get that. You had to get, like, a C1 in higher level English or something, like, so I ended up going for my second option, which was advertising and marketing, and there's a lot of creativity in that, you know. I ended up doing that and then ended up finishing the course, and then it's funny now because brands come to me and be like, oh, how can we push, say, like Coca-Cola or something, we have a new like what would you call, a new flavour coming out.
Yeah.
We think you like match with our demographic.
Yeah.
How do you connect with our audience? You know, it's funny. Like,
yeah, it's mad. It's a kind of other side of the fence now, like, isn't it?
Yeah, and like, to be honest, like you said as well, like, you're your own shop window. Like, when people look at my page, like, I don't put up many stand-up clips of myself. So, like, there's a lot of people who come to see me who've never seen me do stand-up before, and they're taking a gamble either she's going to be good or she's going to be shit. So, like, I should really put up more clips of myself on stage. But sometimes I just think I built the audience with the videos that people probably think, oh, well, you know, if we laugh at our videos, we'll probably laugh at our stand-up. But
Come here, let me bring you back, Come here, where'd you grow up?
Clondalkin. So, just down the road from here, in Neilstown.
Neilstown, shithole.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's actually after coming a long way. It's after coming a long way.
I feel like everyone says that.
I'm just right beside you. I'm just right beside you. I'm from Clondalkin myself, like, you know what I mean? Just around the corner. What about Oak?
Oh, right.
Yeah, another shithole. But it's home. It's home, you know what I mean? It's home. But yeah, no, I would have, to be honest with you, I would have heard of you a long time ago as well, through the estates and all, like, doing the videos. But what I really wanted to get you in here for is just to see how somebody from the same area to be able to escalate and be at the position that you are working for yourself, and brands like Coca-Cola are reaching out to you. I think there's a lot of people around the area where they are starting off doing the same thing that you're doing and looking at it saying that this is like OnlyFans and probably won't get to the 1%. Do you know what I mean? Where to make money. So, like, kudos to you, by the way. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you.
Is that over already?
No. This is only the beginning. But what I wanted to ask you is, growing up around the estate, what was it like for you anyway, growing up around Neilstown? Neilstown, is it? Yeah,
Neilstown. It was grand. Like, you know, like it shaped who I was. Like, when I was in school, the school was across the road from me.
Okay.
Like, I was very shy, like, growing up. Like, you wouldn't really kind of know me unless, like, you got to really know me. You know, you wouldn't really get to see me other side, I suppose, the funny side of me. People used to think I was really quiet, because a lot of people I went to school with who weren't in my class, you know, they could have been a year above me, or, like, they were from the same estate as me. They would have said, I can't believe she's doing comedy. Like, she was really, really quiet. But if you knew me, I wasn't quiet, you know? But yeah, like, my ma still lives there. I'm up there all the time. Like, a lot of the people that I hung around with, I wouldn't still hang around with now, you know? Like, people kind of went off in their own direction, made friends in college and stuff like that. And then we're all just kind of doing our own thing now, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably be the only one now of all of them that made a career for myself. Went off and did my own thing.
And come here, let me ask you, what age are you?
I'm 31.
You sure about that?
Nice.
There was a pause there, so I could be...
No, I was just like, well, I asked him what age do I look like?
I don't care. So, as soon as a man asks a woman an age, I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, we're not in the far line for this.
But yeah, no, fair play to you. So come here, let me ask you a quick question. So when the first time you went viral, like you went proper viral, like as in your video took off, can you remember?
Yeah, because for a while, like, back then I thought they were going viral, but now I just think that did shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that. Today, like. But my first video that went viral, I think, was asking an Irish mother for money. I think that was the first one that started like reaching the whole country rather than just kind of locally. But yeah, and that's when like that was the Sharon character, you know, like the Irish mother. Yeah. And when I started seeing that going viral, I was like, I think I'm onto something here, because they weren't really going viral before that. Okay. And like I could have given up then and just think, maybe it's not for me. But I wasn't getting like bad feedback, like, which was one thing that kind of held me back from doing it for a long time. And then I just kept making them. I kept thinking, oh, well, you know, this stuff is working. Now everybody's doing like the Irish Mammy sketches, like it's all over TikTok and that, you know.
And like even that character, like how did you find that character? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did you find that in you? Like, you know, like you didn't just wake up one day, look in the mirror and here I am. You know, like that character had to come to you through somebody influencing you or something that you've seen, or... Well,
it's based on my own mother, like, because like comedy is not funny if it's not relatable.
Exactly.
And I might have seen like one or two things online at that stage about Irish mothers, and I thought, oh, well, I'll just make a video about my ma and like my upbringing. And, you know, everybody knows what it's like to live with an Irish mother if you're from Ireland. Like, they're just a different breed.
Yeah.
And it just proved that, all right, it's not just me who experienced this, everybody's mother's the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even if you don't speak the same, if you're from different parts of the country, like, the mannerisms are still there. Like,
just very relatable.
Yeah, very relatable, and that's comedy, like, and that's why the videos did so well, because you know in the comment section you're seeing everyone tagging their friends, this is you, or oh, who does this remind you of?
Yes.
That's what you want. Otherwise it's not going to go viral.
Yeah. And like for example, like, so okay, you went viral, right? So what age were you then?
I'd say it was about 9 years ago, so I would have been about 22ish.
Yeah. So you went viral. So you went viral then. Okay, then how long did it take you to go viral again then?
I'm trying to think of the videos off the top of my head, but a lot of them would have been Irish murder videos.
Yeah.
And then I started making if they were set in Dublin, like if Home Alone was set in Dublin, if Titanic was set in Dublin, if Mean Girls was set in Dublin, like they started like going viral. And I was working at an internship at the time, and that's when I started thinking to myself, right, I'm onto something here. Like I could actually make a living out of it.
100%.
You know, because they were going super viral. Like that Mean Girls video got like 1 million views in like 2 days, and that was huge back then. Yeah. Like I said, there was no algorithm back then. It wasn't like, you know, so you just had to hope it would turn up on people's timelines. Yeah. And it was Facebook as well. I didn't really upload anything to Instagram back then.
I think Facebook's more powerful though.
Well, you
when
have
it
the
comes
whole
to what you're doing there, like, you know what I mean? For your field, like, I feel like, remember Vines?
Oh, they were only, I don't know how you could get something funny across in 6 seconds, was it?
Yeah. Remember Vines? Vines was shit hard. Do you remember Vines?
Yeah, I think it was 4 seconds, wasn't it?
4 seconds?
If even, yeah.
Logan Paul was the king of Vines, remember?
That's right, yeah, but so many people that we look at now and are huge now came off that.
Off Vines, you know what I mean? But like, that's where I would have had you, like, I think more, like, the likes of your contents back then would have been a lot more solid on Facebook.
And it would have been a lot longer as well.
A lot longer, a lot more solid. Yeah.
Now people's attention span is like, most of my videos are under a minute, like.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, like people just don't have the attention.
They don't have the attention.
Do you struggle with that at all? Do you find it do you prefer to make longer form stuff, or does it even come down to that, or is it just whatever is the cut of the riff like?
Sometimes, like, it'll be at max 90 seconds, but even if it's 90 seconds, I'm just thinking people are going to tune out. But, you know, sometimes that's just negative thinking, and you think, God, if they find it funny, like, they'll stay to the end. But all it just takes is for a little pause for people to be like, yeah, I'm out. Like, they just, the attention span. And then you're trying to cut bits out of it. Yeah. And you're like, oh, but they're funny. I want to leave them in. And you're like, right, I have to cut something out because it's like a minute and 40 seconds. Like, so that's some of the challenges. Like,
we struggle with that as well, where it's like, we were saying this the other day, where it's like, you're fucking, it's like your babies, where they're like, so much, you're like, I want that in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you're trying to keep it in line with all this other shit, you know?
It's crazy,
it's even like, I even find it hard to watch Netflix. Like, my attention span's gone so bad. Like,
it's mad,
and that's down to fucking social media. Like, you know,
that's a fact. Yeah, we thought Vine was on some mad shit, and here we are, and that's literally all the stuff we watch is it's just on steroids now.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's just on steroids now. But like, for me, like, getting that kind of attraction, right? Getting that type of views, like getting 1 million views, getting like like Ireland is what, 4.5 million. Population,
probably around that.
Do you know what I mean? Well recognised in your own area, well recognised around the place. What does it feel like? You know, like going into a shop for a breakfast roll, and like, you know what I mean? The owners are like, "That's your own, is it?"
Yeah, like, to be honest, when you get that all the time, and it's weird. Like, some people are real respectful, and then you have other people, like, you'd be in the middle of eating a Carvery dinner, and like, they just come over and be like, sorry, I know you get this all the time, but can I get a picture with you? And you'd be like, have half a chicken in your mouth, like, and it's like, some people just don't know the place and time, but I know, like, I'll talk to anyone, you know, and it's great. But to be honest, like, I didn't get in it to be recognised. Like, making people laugh before even videos came along was something that made me happy. Like, it gives me like joy to make people happy. You know the way some people walk on the front line, they love helping people, rescuing people, etc. Like, that makes me feel fulfilled, making people laugh.
Isn't it? Like,
and you know, to be recognised is great and stuff like that, but I didn't do it to be recognised, but that's part of the territory that comes with it. But to be honest, like, if I was to be anonymous, that wouldn't bother me at all. Like, I'd still do it, like, you know.
And like, how did you figure out from calculating? How did you calculate it from it? How did you turn it into paper, like bread? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, so they started going viral, and then Rory got in touch with me, Rory Stories, and he said, oh, we'll start making a couple of videos about couples and stuff like that. And like, that was a bit of crack. And he said, I know I have an agent, like, they run an agency where like they work with people like us and, you know, brands, etc., like trying to push their brand on social media. They come to people like us, so like we can put it on our pages and stuff. I was like, right. And he goes, I'll put you in touch with my agent. And like, I'm still with them today. Like, that was gone back a good few years ago. Around 2016, 2017, I think it was. And like I was only probably getting one video every 6 months, like, you know, from a brand or whatever. And then I started like going into stand up as well. It was when I was doing the internship around the Mean Girls video. That would have been around 2016, 2017. That went viral. I said, I didn't get kept on in the internship. I said, right, I have to make a decision here. Either, you know, work in an office and feel wasted at a desk, or like go out and chase my dream and live on 100 quid for the next couple of months per week. And that's what I had to do, and I did, and I saw it out. And then eventually, you know, I started doing live shows. My manager contacted me eventually, and I bought my first car and my first paycheck from my tour.
Lovely.
And then, yeah, the video started being a bit more consistent. I was getting maybe like 3 or 4 a year then. And then the live shows, obviously, they kept me ticking over. But yeah, and then fucking COVID hit. But like, that was a shock as well. Like, I didn't know what to do really. Like, cause
Are you one of those that calculated off COVID? Like, that benefit from COVID? Because the videos that you were doing were so intimate and so easily done. Like,
well,
in your field, like...
I was doing so many shows that I actually started neglecting the page.
Okay, so you went straight into the live, like, instead of...
Yeah, and I felt like I couldn't do the two at the same time, like, but you can. But back then I felt a bit overwhelmed. I was like, right, I'm just going to focus on, because I'd never done it before. I'd never been on stage doing shows before, so I felt a bit overwhelming. And then I was trying to think of material for the page as well. So I ended up just kind of focusing on the live shows, and I was only putting up a video, I'd say, once every 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
And then when COVID hit, I couldn't be on stage anymore. So I ended up putting more TLC back into the page.
Yeah.
So that kind of like...
Shut
brought
you
me
back
back
up
to
again.
life a bit, like, because people were sitting at home, like, all they were doing was looking at their phones.
Exactly. We were only talking about that there before you
Yeah.
came in. That the amount of people that calculated off COVID was unbelievable. Like,
Oh, like,
unbelievable.
You know, you go onto TikTok now and there's a new face on it all
Oh,
the time
man,
in this
I'm
country,
like kind of wishing for more lockups, man.
Another lockdown.
We need to go viral, man.
Every fucking other day. That'd be a-
But yeah, no, that's wow, that's mind blowing. Like, but it's nice to hear it from your own mouth, you know what I mean? Instead of watching it and saying how good you are. But even now, like working with different brands, did you ever see yourself getting to there? Or is there something like you said, you just give people joy, and that's just where you benefit from? Like, did you ever see yourself like Coca-Cola reaching out to you and saying, okay, how the fuck can we push our stuff through your platform? Like, have you seen that coming? Or is there something that you visualize and you work towards it? Like, is it?
Well, like I said, I always wanted to work for myself, and I always wanted to make sure it was something I enjoyed. Like, I'd hate the thought of going back to work for anyone else. Like, it just, honestly, I just couldn't think of anything worse. Like, you know, I just love working for myself, and that was always the dream of mine. Like, and when I started getting money from like brands and stuff like that, obviously I wasn't really that consistent, but I was like, right, I'm onto something here, you know. If I start building a bigger following, like, I had no idea TikTok was even gonna, you know, come on the horizon at that stage. It didn't even exist back then. Like, Instagram didn't have Reels around back then, you know. Facebook was just Facebook. And when I look how far I've come now, you know, I'm making a living off it. I can pay myself a salary every month and stuff. Like, I just kept at it. Like, I didn't care if I was only going to be living on buttons for the first couple of years. I just kept at it. And I knew, like, when I was going to do the live shows, I was like, right, I'm just new to this. Like, you know, no one's an expert when they first start. I was like, you know, with every tour that I do, I'm going to have more experience. My name's going to get out there. Word and mouth will spread. I'll be getting better at the videos. But again, I didn't anticipate, like, technology's going to get better. You know, loads of things. And, like, it just happens if you just keep putting the work in. Like, I'm not saying I waited for opportunities to come for me, but I just kept putting the work in, and that's how the opportunities were coming to me. You know, like, some weeks you don't hear anything from anyone, you're not getting opportunities, you're not getting paid work, and then like a week will come along and bang, like, you get 3 or 4 opportunities, like, in your emails, like, you know, you just have to keep at it. Yeah,
and that brings us to your fitness journey.
Yeah,
so I seen that you were working for Jamie. Were you working with Jamie?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like, about how I couldn't be on stage during COVID, and I was after doing a PT course.
Okay.
And I graduated in the January, COVID hit in the March, and he has an outdoor facility, and 2 people were leaving from his gym that worked there, and my boyfriend said, oh, reach out to Jamie, you know, 2 people are leaving, you might get a bit of experience up there even if it's not paid. And I was like, all right. So I texted him, he's like, oh yeah, and I'd love to have you. And I was there for 2 years, and got loads of experience, met loads of great people, like, you know, grateful that he gave me that opportunity, because at the time the gyms were closed, like, they were open and shutting and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I ended up leaving then, you know, COVID was over, and then I was getting busy again with the shows and stuff, and yeah, I ended up just going online then.
Yeah. How are you finding fitness?
How am I finding it?
Yeah,
how are you finding fitness? Like, how are you finding the fitness industry?
Oh, it's great, like, and again, working for myself, do you know what I mean? Like, working online. Again, back when I started doing the videos, like the Giz a Laugh, none of this online coaching existed or anything. Like, that's only around the last 3 or 4 years, I'd say. And again, I just like helping people, you know, and it's something else that I'm interested in, so why not?
You know?
Right, my question here, right? Online clients. Are you consultation calls? Do you do consultation calls with people at all?
No, I don't do
I just
consultation.
want to know, someone come on and go, will you do that? Will you do that voice? Will you do that? Will you do that bit? Do you ever get that? Someone signing up and kind of going, well, I really like your fucking videos on Facebook kind of thing.
I was afraid at the start that people weren't going to take me seriously, or like people were just like, I'm not signing up with her, like she hasn't got a clue or whatever, or that they were afraid I was going to share their information. Like, that's like,
shit.
I was afraid of that, yeah.
Slag the shit out of there.
Yeah, like,
Fuck,
and one of the consult forms, a girl filled out a consult form. I do it through consult forms, and she said, one of the questions was, why do you want to lose weight or whatever? And she was like, oh no, don't make a funny video about this. And I was like,
oh fuck.
I was like, as if I'd be that unprofessional. Like,
Jesus, I actually hadn't even thought of that.
that's like breaking data protection.
Oh, that's
as
Yeah,
well.
big
fuck
time.
for life there. Like, that's ruining
time.
a career a few times over. Like,
Yeah. I'm not joking. I'm doing that now about 3 years. And I've never even said on stage that I was a PT or even talked about an experience I had in a gym or with a client ever. I've never even made a funny video about it. Like, that is just a completely separate animal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's just, you have to be just so, I suppose you just have to keep the confidence with your clients, like,
Yeah.
and let them trust you. Like, I'd never break trust, like.
It is. It's delicate, and it's such an intimate thing as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I always think, like, I'd be bloody mortified at the thought of someone even thinking of that. Like, that's I didn't even
I
think of that to
know.
ask you that. You know what I mean? But I always thought of a funny thing. Like, it must be weird to have clients who are fans in a way. Do you know that kind
Oh,
of?
I'd say people still think this is just a massive wind up and being like, all right, Enya, right, yeah, you made up a page of X amount of followers, you can fucking call it a day now.
Yeah,
And I was
I'm
like,
down to a stone, but where's the joke? You know
yeah,
what I mean?
when's the punchline coming?
Why is it
Yeah,
not funny?
this is a massive, it's the longest
so
dragged out
weird.
joke in history.
But yeah,
That's
man.
mad, yeah.
They are polar opposites though.
Oh,
they're opposite ends of the spectrum. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
totally. It's
Although-
like fucking night and day.
Yeah,
although-
yeah.
What the fuck, like?
When it comes to
That's all-
training someone one-to-one, I think having any form of public speaking is like a huge help to a certain degree, because you are very much performing for the hour of luxury that person gets in a
yeah.
one-to-one setting. Do you know that kind of way? Like, I
Yeah.
think that has to have some good crossover for you.
And I think it's massively helping as well that I do have the other page, but you see some PTs come online and they're trying to do videos like TikToks and stuff, and you can tell that they lack confidence in front of the camera. Whereas me, I'm doing it fucking nearly 10 years, like, do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, people put a camera in front of them and they freeze. Like, I don't even see that there. I don't even see this mic, like.
Yeah, you only did. Was it this week? You were only in a gym out Sandyford direction.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like that. I seen the clip of it, and I was like, Jesus! It was like this in the gym, and now I'm okay in cameras and talking in gyms, and I've done that all my life, but. I was like,
The whole rig
fuck
set up and all, yeah.
It was a proper one of these.
Oh yeah,
And
like a
just chatting
podcast in the middle of
Could
the
be a
gym.
weather girl, like, yeah.
Fucking hell,
Mad.
fair fucks to you. I'd be fucked.
It's
You know,
brilliant.
I'd be pulling a redner in the middle of the It'd be bad, you know.
But like,
Fucking mad.
say for example in your household, yeah, like when you're living at home, for example, do you have any sisters, brothers, anyway?
I have one brother, twin brother.
Oh, you're a twin.
No way.
Yeah. People are always so shocked at that.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, what
Okay.
is that? I don't know what that is. Especially if it's what they call that, maternal twins. If you're opposite gender, fraternal.
Fraternal, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
I think it
identical.
is that.
Know some shit.
No.
That's the opposite of fraternal.
Boy and a girl, yeah. So.
Oh yeah, so yeah, but
Boy,
you can still
boy
have
and
some
girl can have
similarities.
like, yeah, no, can they, no.
Because identical twins comes from one embryo that splits in half. An embryo's not half boy, half girl.
Bro, look at this.
Damn, nigga, shit. Did you see that?
We have Huey Mon on the back
We
end.
just got schooled.
So random, yeah.
When the embryo's split and it doesn't fully split.
Oh,
Wow,
fuck, yeah.
okay.
Have you seen the tiny girls Siamese twins?
Yeah, well, not personally, but
No, I never seen it.
Yeah, 'cause a lot of
No.
people always ask me identical, and I'm like, that'd be a major issue for me fella if, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, please, no. But
Fucking
like,
hell.
see when you are living at home though, like, what's the family like when you are doing all this? Because like, going back even when we were starting Instagram now, when I was doing bodybuilding and everything, like, my man's always like, what are you doing? Like, this is not gonna pay rent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what was it like for you at home? Like, was it like all jokes, or were they just pure supportive? Or what was it like? You know?
yeah, they were like, well, I didn't know I wanted to do it until I was in college already. Do you know what I mean? But like, they never put pressure on me anyway to go to college. Like, they obviously they wanted me to get a job and support myself, you know. But like when I told them that I wanted to, go into acting, comedy, etc. Like they were real supportive. They were just like, yeah, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
You didn't say, Ma, I'm gonna be an influencer.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm gonna create videos and that, yeah, man.
Like, do you know what? At the time, I when I started up the page, I called the Kids a Laugh because it was going to be a series of sketches, but I saw down the line like it was going to be a TV show, but now I just think the whole TV show thing's a load of bollocks because online you can actually say what you want and do what you want.
Yes.
You're doing it for a network. You're told don't say this, don't say that, take this out, that's offensive and all. I could put up what I want online. Like I could literally go on a fucking rant tomorrow if I wanted to, but I wouldn't. You know.
And whatever pace you wanted as well. It's not like you're stuck to a schedule or. It's
exactly.
You just do what you want with it.
And then I set up the page and whatever. I did it as a hobby at the start, and then when the video started going viral, like I said, I was like, oh, I think I'm onto something here. But no, they were really supportive. And see, like, it's not like I didn't grow up in a home where like money was in abundance and like they made me think like you need to be rich and you need to have your own car and stuff. Like, and I think that's why I have me finger in so many pies, is because I don't want to ever be in a position where I don't have money, I can't support myself, because I remember what it was like to just get by. Okay. So I think that's why I am the way I am, and why I want to work the way I work is because I know I can't let myself down, but I might let someone else down, but I won't let myself down.
You're a grapper.
You know? Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's built into you. So what, like, see all these jokes and all about your man, blah, blah, blah. What's she like?
Yeah, she's like, I didn't lick off a rock, you know what I mean? Like, you live with what you learn. You learn what you live with, like you're a product of your environment. Like my brother is very funny, you know, we used to kill each other as kids, but we get on now, we have the same sense of humour. My ma's mad, get it off her. Like my dad would be very, like I grew up watching loads of like comedy sitcoms and stuff, you know, like Only Fools and Horses, Monty Python, loads of shit. So yeah, I was well primed. In the industry that I'm in, and like my dad's side of the family, they're all into entertainment. They were dancers, they were singers, you know, they were in pantomimes and stuff. So it must be in the genes, like the entertainment thing.
But did your ma ever pull you up and say, "Okay, see that joke you did about me that went like crazy"?
She loves it. She does. She fucking loves the camera. Yeah. She really loves it. Sometimes I bring her out on stage when I'm in Vicar Street. Oh, she loves it. She got a better standing ovation than I did. Like people stood up and clapped for her. Yeah. Oh,
brilliant.
Like they're all just go now, like, you know. But
that's brilliant.
they love her because she's herself, and she's a real Dublin owl one, like, you know. And she just has a way with words, like, so I get a lot of me with from her.
Oh, that's amazing. And like your dad, like what did that be like then? Like your dad more quiet then?
Yeah, he's real quiet, like, but he reminds me of myself when I was in school and stuff. Like, you'd think my dad was real quiet if you met him now, but if you lived with him, you'd know he wasn't.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just, he does remind me of myself like that. Like, if you're in my circle, you'll know that I'm funny, but obviously people who watch me online now know that I'm funny, whatever. But if I never had an online page, never got into comedy, like, people would still think I'm really quiet. You know, I'm really introverted. Like I'd walk into a shopping centre with my head down and my earphones in. Like, people are always like, "Why do you always wear sunglasses?" And it's not even sunny. And I'm like, I just feel like I can hide behind them. Like, I swear to God, that's why I feel like a PI walking around. Like, don't make eye contact.
Coloured suit on, do you know what I mean? Where did she go? We'll never know.
That's what, like, it literally feels like I can hide behind them. Like, it's weird. It's not that I'm saying I'm fucking Beyonce. I get recognised everywhere I go, but sometimes I feel like, oh, maybe I won't be noticed if I walk into don't wear me sunglasses in a shopping centre, but
but still, if you're getting stopped halfway through a carvery, like, it's worth a thought, you know what I mean, to go. Maybe
I'll probably draw more attention to myself wearing sunglasses in a restaurant.
It's mad, isn't it? But the thing though, the one thing I know about the Irish is the Irish, even if they do follow you and they are fans, most Irish don't give you that. Most Irish will hold back.
You know what, bro? And
they see, look, if you're walking through Leith Valley, you see across the road.
Not even. I remember years ago, right? I remember years ago being at an Apple Green and seeing Tommy Tiernan in the middle of it. And he seen me see him. And I just moved. I just left.
I just walked away.
I remember messaging people and I see Tommy Tiernan in the Apple Green. Just go up to him. Absolutely not.
That's what I'm saying. The Irish, like,
don't do it.
That's one thing I know about the Irish, and that's why a lot of celebrities love coming here, because they get left alone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The Irish have this mad ego that they don't want to approach or they don't want to look.
Oh, they bring you back to reality. They're like,
do you get what I'm going for?
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Get down off your pedestal.
Do you know what I mean? But like, no, that's one thing I know about the Irish now. It's very heavy in the Irish. Like, you could be doing really well in oil, and you'll be somewhere and you know for the fact, and there'll be influencers looking at you. Do you ever see when you're out somewhere and they're just staring at you? And you know they know you, but they just don't want to come over and say hello to you.
So they'd rather just make you feel insanely awkward.
And then see when you get off the boat, like if you go to UK or whatever, the minute somebody knows you, they're coming over and introducing themselves to you.
Yeah.
It's just totally different, man. From here, it's just it's like the Irish ego is a lot more grounded or something.
Small island mentality or something. I
don't know what it is. It's a lot different or something. I don't know. It's just a lot more different. But now with the kids, with the new kids now coming up now, the likes of all the new influencers and all that, it's a little bit more easier now. I think in the age group, it was just, I seen Ronaldo. Did you just go over and queue for him? Fuck no, why would I queue over him?
Fuck him. I follow the shit out of him, but
I
fuck
see,
him.
You know what I mean? I seen him.
That's enough, like.
That's enough, like. So you get a lot of that, like. But nowadays, the good thing about social media right now in Ireland, I think, is because the way the diversity and the way everything is mingling in now, it's beautiful. So you're right in where fucking, like, I feel like there's a lot more room for growth, like.
Yeah, like sometimes like it depends where you are, but like I do walking down the roads and some people are really discreet about it and they'll come over like, oh, I went to see you like a couple of weeks ago, you were great and all. And then you have others who literally like take the roof off Liffey Valley Shop and said that is her, girls, I told you that was her. And then you have other people looking around and then I get mad scarlet because I'm like, oh, she's talking to me like I'm Beyonce, and people are like, who the fuck is that? Like it's just everyone's head turns because I'm making a scene and I'm like, oh my God, keep it down. It's like that video of Louis Walsh in the car. Do you know what I mean? Louis. Stop screaming my name. That's exactly what
No, I'll give you a laugh. Like one of my mates, I don't know if you ever heard him, Cello is an Irish rapper, right? And he's creating good buzz around Dublin right now, well recognised. And on Paddy's Day, right?
I knew it was this story.
On Paddy's Day, you know the Clondalk and Paddy, you know the way they do like a little parade? They asked him to sit in the car and be the lead of the parade, right? And there was videos going around and there was young fellas, oh yeah man, say hello, these ones. And the gang just turned around, the video just turned around to some kid, who the fuck is that fella? Who the fuck is that black fella, man? But the way it was just quality.
It's so pure, like, you know what I mean?
Who the fuck is that guy? Like, everyone's
like that, right back down to earth, like that. Yeah.
Right, guys, today's episode is brought to you by Champions Gym. Champions Gym is located in the back of Wigglers on the Long Mile Road. We are the greatest gym in Ireland to date. The home of the champions, where everything is based around our members and our community. We have good rates, good membership deals, top level staff, top level trainers, and all of the best equipment that you can get your hands on. Champions Gym is the sponsor of today's podcast. Down on the Long Mile Road behind Wigglers. Be sure to come in, check it out, a day pass, a month, whatever it is. Come join now and join the home of the champions. Champions Gym, sponsor of today's podcast.
Oh, you know what else you get as well? Like a girl and our mate would bump into you wherever, and like the girl would be like, oh, do you not know her? And the girl would be like, no. You do know her. You gives a laugh, you know what? And the friend's like, no. And our friend's looking at you like you have 10 heads. And I'm like, I actually feel like I want the ground to open up and swallow me.
Like, real, like, go on, make me laugh. You know what I mean? Is there
yeah, but it's like, no, don't know her. And you're looking at her as if to say, I hope you don't think I expect you to know me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, as if like I'm offended that you don't know me. Like, I don't care. Like, but it's horrible. And they're like, Anna, waiting to show you a video, and then they're shown
in front of you. You're standing there, like,
oh God,
you don't know where to look.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby.
And you can just hear me in the background in the video, you know, like screaming or whatever, like fucking doing,
Stop.
And now don't.
Let's ask you. Let me ask you one or two. What grinds your gear then? What really grinds your gear, like?
In terms of what, like?
Like, say for example, if you were doing a show or anything like that, something that could really, really trigger you and set you off, like.
Well, you try, like, to be honest, most of the time, like, I do have, like, a decent audience, you know, and it's not like heckles around, like, I never get people showing up, you're shy, like, you know, you wouldn't be paying to see me to have a shit, like, you know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You're shy.
Yeah. That'll bring you back to reality, all right, yeah. Drunk people at the shows, and I know you're going to have a few drinks.
Yeah, so you're doing it in the Laughter Lounge, is it? Am I right? There's a Laughter Lounge in town?
I've done the Laughter Lounge before, yeah.
What's the story with that place, man? You're not allowed to laugh.
Like I
was in there for a gig, and like, I'm very loud. You know when I'm laughing, like us black people are just too much, man. You know when we're laughing, we're standing up and all. You know?
Running out and
But the bouncer kept coming over, sit the fuck down, and I was
Slapping the
warned
back off
twice.
people.
They were going to kick me out for laughing
laugh.
on
I'd say
stand
that
up.
was just you,
Yeah,
though.
I think it was just too loud.
You're very loud.
No, but they were warning everyone at that time. You're not allowed to go up in the middle of stand up. You're not allowed to grab a drink or anything like that either. You have to just
what?
Yeah, you have to
Oh,
sit.
like yeah, that'd be common because it's like during music, like you know, bands and stuff. Yeah, go up and get. But when you're telling a story and there's just people coming out and there's glasses smashing, clinking and all, it's real distracting. Like,
Yeah.
But for music and bands stuff, like yeah. But when you have to be, because people want to listen to you, and then like it can be very distracting for the audience when there's lots going on too. You know, like anywhere I go, the bar closes during the show, but we always have an interval.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be a 15-minute interval, so people get drink before the show and then during the show, like at the interval. But yeah, like in pubs, like I've done shows in pubs and stuff, and like that's really like
It's hard to control,
Like
like-
yeah, you're trying to keep people's attention, but because of the environment, they're just like attracted to talk to each other. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's horrible. Like I don't like doing gigs in
I
pubs.
think stand up, like people that don't stand up are just very, very in tune, man.
Oh,
You
seriously.
have to be like,
And
you
that-
can't, like it's not
you have to
easy.
command the realm, like.
Oh, for sure. Have you ever had a joke bomb, or do you ever have an awkward silence, or
A shit joke.
anything like that? Where you're like, this one's gonna do it, and then you do it, and you're like, oh, it's not doing it. It's not doing it. Shit. You
I
ever
could
one of them?
probably count
Tough
on-
crowd.
Is this thing on?
Proud, yeah. I'd probably count on one hand in the 7 years that I've been doing it, jokes that like didn't land and I just never used them again. Like it would be my first time trying them.
Yeah.
You know, but like when you're a comedian, you have that like sixth sense to know like this is gonna work. Right, this is funny, but maybe I just have to reword it a different way. Maybe I have to just change the way I go about it, the way I approach it.
Yeah.
But it's relatable and it's funny, but it's not as funny as it could be. You know, like oh yeah, there's been times where like I was just greeted by silence, and I'm like, but anyway,
Like, that's where that brings me to this. Like, have you ever been to a stage where like you looked at it, you said one thing and you weren't feeling the crowd and you just improv it, just
wing it. Like.
just wing it, like.
Oh, you have to get good
Yeah.
at like brushing it off as if like
Yeah.
don't let them think that was the punchline.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you just
yeah.
straight away
Like
like
if you say something and it's not kicking, and you're just like you just put it into, you just start fucking winging
roll
and like.
off into something else.
I say a lot. Do you know who's great at that? Actually, David Chappelle,
yeah.
what like
improving.
improving. Do you mean engaging with the audience or?
No, like say for example, if he says something, like he will say something, and like for example, remember you was talking about the trance.
Yeah.
He was able to like he be able to say something, and he realized the crowd is not feeling it, but he manipulate the crowd. He go off the script altogether, and just figure out how to turn it back around before he goes back on.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Makes them come on side.
He's so. That's why I think like stand up. I love stand up.
They call that a work in progress. So like you would go do a couple of shows before you actually go on tour
Yeah.
to test out the material and be like, right, I might have to change that around. That's not landing. I've done that a couple of times. You do clubs and stuff like that. You try out for about 10 minutes, and they're unannounced. So like you'll get like the big ballers and stuff like that turning up to the clubs in London. Like the big like UK comics unannounced, so like people are just sitting there and fucking Ricky Gervais will just walk
Just
out
walk
and
on.
do 10 minutes, like you know,
Yeah,
because if you advertise Ricky Gervais is going to be doing 10 minutes tonight,
Slam.
So
Yeah.
they're just there for testing materials, like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to test materials, like. Well, yeah, no, I say it's hard, man. I say, what was it like the first time you walked down on your own onto that stage, looking at everyone?
yeah,
I have to
I got
control
roped
these.
into doing it because I was avoiding it for ages. Like I was happy to just sit behind a camera in my bar's box room. Do you know what I mean? Like no one could. The great thing about stand-up is you get feedback instantly, whereas you have to wait a while online. You're like, right, this video is flopping. Do you know what I mean? After about half an hour, you know, it's not going viral. But the first time I walked out on stage, like, yeah, I was nervous. Like, the material I used was shit. I got asked to do, like, a 5-minute slot. It was for a beginner. So it was for a first timer. Like, they prime you before you walk out on stage. Look, it's our first time. Go easy on. I was in Whelan's. And I went out, did 5 minutes. And, like, I was actually surprisingly calm backstage. Like, standing in front of the crowds never bothered me. Like, I used to love doing plays and skill and stuff. Like, honestly, like, standing in front of a crowd does not scare me. But when I had to stand in front of a crowd and tell jokes, that's what scared me. What if they don't laugh? Because I can read off a script, hand me a script, and I walk up on stage. I don't give a fuck how many people are in the room. But if I have to go up and people don't laugh at this, that is soul destroying, you know? But like, now the material was only kind of like, okay. And people still laughed. Obviously, I'm miles better now through experience.
But think about it though, like what I'm saying is, like, if you went on, for example, and the material that you have written, you forgot, halfway through or something, like something just happened.
Yeah,
You just
pull the
lost.
blank,
You just
like.
pulled the blank, like, you know. What would you just?
That's happened a few times, but obviously the audience don't know that. Do you know what I mean? But in your head, you're just like alarm bells, everything's just
Sweating.
like sweating. You're like, and 10 seconds feels like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I've paused for way too long here. They're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, is she after freezing? But what I do is with my own show, sometimes you just write bullet points on your hand and it'll bring you back to earth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then other times, like I have dummy speakers on the stage, and I'll just put a page on it with like the flow of the show, you know, the different parts that I'll speak about. But like by the time if you've done this show like 10 or 20 times, like it does roll off the tongue, but you'll always keep it there just in case. Because if someone sidetracks you, if someone shouts up, someone tries to engage with you, you can lose your train of thought and you're like, oh, where was I? And then, like I said, it feels like 10 minutes when you're trying to remember something up there. It does.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm slow.
Yeah, oh, very
Just
slow,
still,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
I could never. I could never. Could you do that?
I love to try it.
I'd love to give it a crack now, but
Anyone can try it. Like, you just need a bit of training.
I love stand-ups. I really do. I love stand-ups. Like, stand-ups are my like, you know, I'm life for comedy, man.
the two
I
of us
love
though,
comedy, man. I love comedy. But like, I just think stand-up comedians are they're just different. They're just different level. Like,
But I don't think you can go to college to learn to be a
it's not
comic.
even
I think
that. Like,
in you,
it's
like,
the way
you
you.
know what I mean? Yeah.
It's the way you bro. Like, I know you're only starting off and blah blah, but like the way it's just the way some stand-up comedian will say a joke at the start and then bring it back in the middle and then finish it.
That's how I do in my current
you're
show.
like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
Something like that going,
It's called a pullback and reveal. So like they're not expecting it.
Yeah, it's
They're like,
so
oh,
good,
look,
man.
Yeah. So you're not expecting it, and then it hits you out of nowhere, and now I see what she done. Like,
You know what I mean? It's fucking like you have to be. Like, for me, you have to be book smart for that shit, man. You have to be. Like, I can study and go out and I'll forget one or two things, but when you're under the hot, like under the Microsoft, like you can't fuck up, like. And some of you is like the way you do things and the way you like command the room.
Yeah.
Like that's power to
so
you, like.
naturally as well.
Yeah, that's power to you.
It's
like.
just, I think it's having the gifts to talk about anything, but structure the sentence in a certain way that's funny, you know. And I spoke about it on another podcast. Like, if I was, you know, making a joke about my boyfriend or something like that, and the word couch was in the sentence, if I mentioned the word couch twice, it's not as funny. Like, if the last word in the joke of the punchline is the word couch, it's not going to have the same effect because I already mentioned the word couch. Like, that's just an example now. Obviously, it'd be a lot funnier. But yeah, it just loses the momentum. Do you know what I mean? But like you said, when you build it up and you're not expecting it, it's even funnier.
Yeah.
You know, like it's, like I always slag on stage me fella about being very mammied. You know,
Right.
but if I keep harping on about that through the whole show, I keep repeating he's mammied, and then the punchline at the end of the show is, oh, he's mammied. No one's gonna laugh.
They're gonna
Like,
be like,
oh,
yeah,
you're
we
after
get it.
wearing that one out. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to be careful how many times you talk about things and stuff.
Mad. But one thing that I could never understood about female stand-up comedians is the American ones especially, that they feel like they have to come out with some ratchet shit to get the audience to fucking bleed and engage, like.
Well, like real.
Just about their fucking fannies and
Yeah,
fucking bleeding.
yeah.
Like, and that's one thing that I could never see. And there was only one comedian that done it for me in the female that just stood our ground. Like, what's her name? She's black Ellen. She's an old schooler. She has a little bit of a peg leg.
Oh, Miss Pat, is it?
Oh, what's her name, man? She's amazing. She is. She would have been back with like Eddie Murphy and all. Like,
Oh, fuck.
I don't know her. I don't watch
huge.
many comics.
she has that. She's in that sitcom with Mike
name?
Epps.
Monique was
Monique is share her.
Yeah, no.
Monique is
Peg leg
shit
though
hot.
threw me off from Monique though.
Monique is no. She's in that new sitcom with Mike Epps. She's the mechanic. Sean's the mechanic. I don't know her name, but she's unbelievable. Like, she's, you know, I'll tag you on stuff. I'll send you one or two of her stuff. Yeah. She's amazing. But she's the only female that I've watched that was like, yeah, she's bars for bars. Like, she doesn't need to be filth.
Yeah,
She can and she can stand with the she can be with the old. Do you ever watch any of the Def Jams? Remember the old Def Jams?
No, I know what you're talking about, but I haven't watched it. Like, I don't watch much comedy. Like,
No.
I feel if I focus on too much on what other people are doing, I start playing the comparison game. How did I not think of that joke? Oh, if I say a joke similar to that on stage, people are going to think I'm copying them and stuff.
So where'd you get your inspiration from?
Every
If
day,
you don't watch,
every day.
if you don't
shit,
watch, like
like that's what I'm saying. I never watch stand-up shows. So it's not as if I learned by watching it how to like be a comic. Like I just think it came naturally to me. Like when I was in school and the teacher said something, I'd think of something straight away to like embarrass them in front of everyone. Do you know what I mean? But it wouldn't be malicious. They'd laugh too.
Yeah.
But it was just comic timing. Like that's what you would call it. It's saying the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Fucking hell, that's mad as well. Not to, I've actually watched shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I'd be fucking, if it was me, I had something going on like that, I'd spend the next fucking 8 days watching the same fucking.
Because everyone has
I
their
would
own
study the
style.
ass off it. That's, I'm not gonna, man, nigga, but I'll be looking in that mirror like, hey, look, let me tell you something. Look at me now. You better make me laugh.
Jeering yourself, you shit.
I'll be going out clammy as, do you know what the problem is? Like, I'll be going out confident as fuck, but I'll start with the last thing I'm supposed to close with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it'll be the worst. I'll say, oh, what's up, people? But I'll be like, goodbye, it'll be the worst thing.
Yeah.
It won't be the one I'm supposed to start with.
Tip over the start line,
Someone
like,
come out that
really
shouldn't have come out. You know?
Fuck that, yeah.
But yeah, that's the danger of it. But no, kudos to you, man. You're killing the game. You're doing everything. But yeah, that's crazy that you don't. That's fair play, man. So that means you don't really rob materials.
No, but to be honest, like a lot of people talk about the same stuff though. Kids,
Yeah.
relationships, holidays, you know, money, whatever, jobs. It's all about the same stuff. It's just how you talk about it.
From your own perspective, I guess, the fresher it is, the more. Like,
And everyone,
relatable.
and everyone has their own niche. Everyone has their own style. Like I don't think you could copy off anyone. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
See,
like you could rob the material, but
Yeah.
like they say it their way, and that's what makes it funny. But
Yeah.
when you say it your way, it might not be as funny.
Yeah,
you know?
but I've seen a few, I'm not going to drop names now, a few Irish stand-ups rob materials. They did, like, some jokes, like, from, like I said, I'm mad into stand-ups. So, like, if you're mad into stand-up and you hear a joke,
You know where it
you
came
just
from.
know where it comes from, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I
That
cringe
punchline,
when
you
I
know
hear
it,
that.
you know what I mean? So, like, I've heard a good few Irish people rob jokes, like. But, like, it's for me, it's central. If it's there for Rob, and you can get away with it, yeah, why not? If you hear someone doing a joke that's fucking bleeding from America years back, and you can make it into yours, why not?
Make it current, like.
Why not? So most fucking
Well,
artists.
it's the same online. Like if I seen an American do a TikTok video, I'd be like, how do I put an Irish spin on that? Do you know what I mean? And it's like you can't say they came up with that idea.
But
they could have taken it off someone else.
Exactly.
Do you know what I
On
mean?
and on.
Do you know what I mean? If you listen, most songs that we listen to, it's all bleeding. Like everything, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? People are sampling and
Just going to say,
taking
even
and
with music in particular, it's
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
And even movies, like, do you know what I mean? They're just rehashing the same fucking ideas.
Do you know what I mean?
That new film Wonka is out now. Like, how many of them are they bringing out
Oh,
at this stage?
no, come on, that's Charlemagne. That's my boy.
Family.
Yeah, man, I fuck with him hard, man. I'm actually looking forward to that. That's the new Chocolate Factory. The new
Wonka.
the Wonka.
Oh, yeah.
That's before
The wanker.
The Wonka. That's before he had the factory.
Yeah, it
think
was like a
that's
pre.
So when he was
yeah.
a kid, yeah, that looks sick, man. I'm going on my own to watch that. I'm not gonna bring my kids.
No shame in it.
I like that shit, man, and he's a good actor. Like
EU time,
he
yeah.
goes out with
Jenner.
is it Kylie Jenner?
Yeah, that's
one
a
of them.
weird setup, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it
fucked
is.
up, innit?
I'd only consider he
boy,
looks like a
like.
10-year-old boy, I think, is the only thing that really freaks me out about him. He looks
Yeah,
like a-
he's.
Yeah,
Porcelain baby.
he has a weird structure.
like a cherub.
Yeah. What do you think of P Diddy right now?
That wasn't in the script.
Gotcha.
You know it's coming out of. That's it.
You'll hear from me, solicitor. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
no, seriously, what do you think of P Diddy though? That was a ball just thrown out there.
Yeah, years ago I loved his music and stuff, but yeah, it's a bit fucked up all the stuff that's coming out about him. Like,
Mad, isn't it?
Even up until today, there's still stuff.
really?
Yeah, a new
still.
person came out today. Do you remember P Diddy used to have this fella go around with him with an umbrella on. He used to like open the umbrella and all. He used to be in the 3-piece suit. He was in like Outcast videos and all.
I think
He was like
so.
a butler, but clean core. He was in everyone's video.
Yeah.
Do you not remember that?
Like the same as Busta Rhymes had that with your man.
He used to go around with the umbrella on P Diddy all the time.
No.
I can't remember him now.
Oh, how the fuck just
That's
that?
such a man,
Pull that
Aaron.
up, bro. Will you please? P Diddy's butler. Did you not remember that?
I would love
He was in Outcast.
I would love to
I
see
love
what
the
you were typing
way
into
you
Google.
move.
I think so, vaguely.
I love, and he used to dress slick.
Yeah, I'd have to see him now.
So, okay, my investigation is, did you find it?
What did you
This
type in
nigga
the
was
search
slick,
bar?
man. Do you not remember this fella? Do you not remember
Oh,
him?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
this.
Okay, let me tell you a little quick story, right?
Come on.
So this morning, we got up, brushed my teeth, went to the toilet and that, yeah. So I love watching YouTube in the mornings. I love noises, just whatever. So I had YouTube on and that was on. Apparently, he's the one that's filing, the one that sued P. Diddy this month.
No way.
So, okay, remember, do you remember the thing that they said about P. Diddy being, having these freak-offs? The freak-off. So what it is he was with Cassie, and he used to get Cassie to order male strippers, and he'll sit in the chair watching her while they're doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he will have his dick in his hand and let the boys ride his wife, basically, his girlfriend, yeah? And but let me give you, this is fucking mind-blowing, bro. Okay, but Diddy used to do it after every award shows in different countries, yeah? But he used to have his butler sorted out. So now, it's after leaking that this nigga
this is the guy.
was the dick founder for all the parties. Whoa, shit's gone crazy. But now he's suing Diddy, that Diddy made him do it and shit.
Jesus Christ.
I think Diddy's a pimp.
Yeah, there's a lot of skeletons in that closet by the looks of it.
He's coming out with some mad shit, man.
Yeah, there's a lot coming on. I don't think it's the end of it either.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, let's take Diddy out of it. Anyway, sorry for throwing you that ball, yeah? Don't mind that Diddy fella. Don't mind that. Don't mind Diddy. Don't worry about Diddy, man. But
We'll pull it back.
What's next for you?
Yeah, I've loads coming up. Like, to be honest, like when you're self-employed, like you can't really forecast 12 months ahead. Do you know what I mean? You can visualize where you want to be, etc. But yeah, I still think a lot of the country don't know who I am. That's being honest. Like I think a lot of me following is Dublin and stuff, and like probably some of Cork and whatever. But I think, you know, eventually like the big break will come where like I will be a household name. Like look, loads of people know me, you know, I have a big following and stuff, but I still think like I still have to hit that peak where I will be a household name. But that's the goal, like, you know, to still be able to make a living out of it. Like I don't plan on going anywhere.
I think you're killing it, man.
I do too.
I really do. I think you're killing it. Maybe you need a feature where like two heads boys, like, you know. Yeah, no, I think you're killing it. I think your sketches are very, very well done. Yeah, like that's the goal, isn't it? To hit that peak.
Yeah, and look, I'm 31 now. You know, I'm sure in 5 years, I'll probably Why'd you say damn?
Why'd you say like that? I just meant like, that's your age. It's good for you. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm sure eventually, like, you know, I'll have a kid or whatever, and like that'll open up other doors for like more material, you know.
It just closes the menu, let me tell you that now.
Kids, there's one question I want to ask you before I go though. Do you and your fella fight much?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Like, does he take you serious or do you just laugh it off or what?
Like a lot of the material on stage is about moving in with him, and like he'd be backstage and people are like, oh, do you not mind when she slags you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I brought it up.
It's fabricated to bits, and I'm like, no, it's not.
What a fucking legend. It's
all fabricated, yeah, okay, yeah. Whatever helps you sleep at night, yeah.
That's gone.
Oh, that's brilliant. But you get along well, I say, man. They have to.
Ah, yeah, we're 15 years together, do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, yeah. So like we fight like cat and dog sometimes, but like at the end of the day, like we know each other inside out, like, so we know how to press each other's buttons, but we know like what not buttons. What buttons not to
poor
press.
Man.
Yeah. And here when he's looking to jump queues and for fucking free tickets and all, like, you know what I mean?
It has its benefits. You know what I mean? But wow, that's fucking amazing. But yeah, like coming up to Christmas now, I'm pretty sure you're probably booked out for a few things, are you?
I don't have that many shows this Christmas because I'm coming to the end of my tour now. I'll have a new show actually probably coming out April, May.
Okay.
And that'll be all new material and stuff. So like, yeah, I've only like about 2 or 3 now this month, and like they'd be small enough. Like they'd be like maybe like 20 minutes sets on like lineups and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Where are we looking at?
So I'm going to be in Ringsend. It's actually in a pub, but you know what? I said I'll do it because it's 3 or 4 days before Christmas. Yeah. It'll be great atmosphere. It'll be good crack. Don't mind doing that. And then there's another one that I'm doing out in Greystones. That's on the 15th of this month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like in an outdoor area, but it'll be like heat and stuff like that. Laughs and lyrics. So I'll be on, then there'll be a band on after me and stuff.
Nice.
So. Daddy.
Do you know what? It'd be great if you don't want them finches. I'd be fucking awesome.
Do you know what? It did cross my mind at one stage.
Bro, that'd be a sellout.
Bring it home, like.
Yeah,
Bring it home, yeah. Bring it.
Like do the tour of Clondalkin. Yeah. Finches,
Tour
Swallies.
of Clondalkin,
the Swallows. You know, like.
Tour the Dalkin.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that'd be gas.
It actually did
you know what?
cross
You'd
my
be
mind, I
very
would say.
surprised the amount of people that would actually turn up and
Show for that.
show
Yeah, like
up
you
for them.
have to be like bulletproof standing on a stage in Finches, people fucking screaming all sorts at you like.
Do you know what the funny thing is? Fabio D did that.
He did
Fabio D
Finches?
did Finches.
And how did it go?
It was years ago. He killed it. He went in with that black paddy mentality.
To be honest, like
Just,
the community I live in, and you know, I just think council estates in general, like they are very supportive.
man, it's home, man.
Yeah,
It's
I
home.
think they are. Like if they see that you're one of them, like
Yeah.
you know, and like, oh look, she's doing great for herself. Like they are very supportive.
Yeah,
like,
man, to be honest with you, like, I couldn't, like, Barno, Clondalkin, it's home, like, you know what I mean? It's, like, everyone in there is a graft. Like, I know I call it shitholes, but that's just the way we were raised. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't feel comfortable anywhere else.
Same, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's home. It's when I go into that estate or when I drive in, when I come to the roundabout to turn for Greenford, the Kip, I'll go to Barno.
The Green Garden, yeah. Like when I
Scraps, right?
It's great when I turn that left, you know what I mean? Like, it's more cleaner, you know?
Shelbyville and Springfield, like, isn't it?
I want to mess it, but no, it's all like, look, it's all built up. It's nicely built up now. Do you see all the houses going up at the canal now?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nuts, like, it's nuts. But no, look, do you have any more questions?
No, I was just going to say, where can we find is your stand-up somewhere online that we can actually watch it as its full form, or?
No, I need to start recording my shows more
Sort
and
that
start
one
putting
out.
my
That's
stuff
a good
out.
show.
But you know why I don't put it out? Because I'm like, it's going to happen anyway, and it happens to every comic, but you're just going to get people, oh, she's shy, what's funny about that? But I'm like, do you know what? Comedy's subjective. There's,
Exactly.
there's comedians
100%.
I don't find funny, but
Yeah.
they're fucking smashing it. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
100%.
And I'm the one making a living off doing what I love. Like,
Do you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
that heavy content's gonna bang, like.
Yeah.
Do you know, like it's that's where a lot of people go. Like the good thing about you sitting there talking to you as well is like one thing I realized working with a lot of different influencers, they're on that dopamine bus. Do you know what I mean? They're looking for that one, the next hit, the next viral. They're always chasing. And and I see chaps post and they'll be waiting like 20 minutes like that, just looking at it. Is it hitting the peak? Is it? And then they delete it. Just delete it. Like you're like,
I think you're just you're making your ego worse if you delete it.
Yeah.
You have to be comfortable with not being perfect all the time.
Do you know
like
what
you're
I
gonna
mean?
have it. I've had videos that flop and they still stay up because there's gonna be a portion of people who still find them funny. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it might not be a mass amount of people, but it's gonna be a minority and you made someone laugh.
do you know what I mean? Yeah. But fair play to you. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, we
No
appreciate
worries,
your
lads.
Honestly, you are fucking
Fisherman
amazing.
Sam over there with the hat on.
Fisherman. You've made it to the end. Guys, if you're fucking with us and you like exactly what we were doing, everything we talked about, make sure to do what?
Follow, like, share, subscribe, YouTube or Spotify. No matter what you're listening or watching us on, be sure to hit all them buttons and run up them numbers, my guys. Know what I'm saying?
You better.